Well, tonight, two sides will face off in search of supremacy in the triangle. It's the Cosmopolitans from the capital against the Industrialists of the Bull City. The Triangle Derby never seems to disappoint, and tonight should be no different. It's Tobacco Road FC and North Carolina FC Under-23s, and it's live on the TRFC network.
And it's in from the header! Oh, and he's off! No!
Hello everybody, an absolute pleasure to be outside Derek Cameron in Friday and live scene against Tobacco Road. What lineup looking like?
We got a 3-2 for your home here. Tobacco Road. We got Ryan Keaton's open off the all-video performance last week against Carolina Dynamo. Kellen Foster, Delasi Butts, and Vinte Diardo competing for us. Holy Mun, Javier Alvaria, Jeron Mendoza, Mauricio Pineda, and Marshall Hodge in the midfield for Tobacco today. Eli Garner and Mustafa Tafle coming off a great performance last week. Lead line tonight for Tobacco Road. On the other NCAA in the 43 night, George Mark goal, Mil Gracia, Caleb Vernet, Chase Rhodes, and Miles Stray in defense North Carolina FC. Sharif in field, CJ Spark, David Cupman, and Rutherford leading the tonight. Great match.
Well, it comes there, the captain for Tobacco already going off with an injury in the previous matchup against Carolina Dynamo. What this is going to be like for the home side?
Well, I think it's there's a obviously, if I look at this Tobacco Road team, I'd have to say compared to last year, I think this at least early in the season, what I've seen before, I have potential to have a little bit more talent than last year. We got some really good plus on this. Obviously, be a miss with him out. And you don't want to see a guy get injured in the first game, but coming into an NCFC team that I think on paper isn't threatening teams we'll face this year, I think this Tobacco Road team will be going to go to this guy, the open placement with as deep as that squad is.
Dean Russell, from North Carolina FC, definitely going to be a threat go forward. What do you expect here early on this match?
Well, he's a great player. We had some great defensive performances last weekend. I think he's going to cost. Obviously, he Duckford is a good player, has been a player for a few years now. But I get the back and like his defense. I think I'm a little more confident and comfortable on paper than was last. So I think Rutherford's going to definitely cause some problems. But Ryan Gold, 2016, all the open frame all across the country. You have to be confident win back there. The back starting with, and I would say back three tonight. A little attack, but with those wings, I think you can see them work good tonight. Rutherford's going to struggle to get any good looks tonight.
Well, it wouldn't be a very brief talk if we did talk about the man of the moment. After 2 goals in his opening match against Carolina on his debut. But says he's something special. What have you made of him so far?
Oh, I thought it is. I love watching him perform last week in Carolina. A guy that was at university, just transferred to Carolina, playing for UNC next year. I expect him to be a dangerous player on the pitch by far, and I expect him to be going forward for this team. He's really be the central of the creativity for Tobacco Road. If you want to see something going, you talk about the ball, because we saw last week with it.
So we have you coming up to the break, kickoff, and the highly weighted Triangle Derby is set to happen tonight. You're listening to our FC Network. Back into Durham County Memorial Stadium. What's been a very wet one at the moment. Like the rain is off. Jamie Patel hit a long Jacob turn. Still awaiting kickoff here in single derby. Tobacco Road FC against North Carolina FC. We did touch on a few points like Comzia as well as Tafawaya. Rutherford, North Carolina. I think it's going to be a key danger man here tonight.
Yes, that result against Lionsbridge last week. New team to league. You got to have some players, and I think Tobacco got to feel a little bit confident going into this match just because they really hit the Carolina Dynamo team last week in Greensboro. But look at the SEC team. There's anybody on this team side out there that stands out as a top level striker, somebody league bang going off a guy from played back in the day. Good middle of Duvernay, really solid defender from state as well. So offensively in the middle, this NCSC team threatens a little more and makes me a little less confident. It's not really confident. It's on paper so far this season that I'm looking at it all. And so I feel it's about you got to be confident on this with like I said, a great goalkeeper Ryan Eaton's back there. I think he's got to be feeling pretty good.
It'd be foolish if Morsigic Sparks, the man who scored 2 goals here at Durham County Memorial Stadium against Tobacco Road in 4th loss for the Wilmington Hammer. That team no longer competing PDL at the moment, but he needs surely to bring tonight for North Carolina.
Looks to be a good match. I'm excited for it, and I'm glad the rain held off for a little bit.
Well, the fans are getting ready here at Durham County Memorial Stadium. Kickoff is only a few minutes away, and on the other side of this short break, we will have that for you. It's Blues versus Whites here in Durham. FC under-23s here in beautiful Durham, North Carolina, Durham County Memorial Stadium, the setting for the Triangle Derby, and they were quite a fixture last season. 3 of them we had. Tobacco Road winning 3-1 last time out here against North Carolina FC under-23s, and a familiar face up front for Tobacco Road. He scored in that one, Eli Garner.
Yeah, Eli Gardner, a prominent figure last year for us. Had a really solid season. I think he played in all 12 games for us last season. Really just an important player of this team, a player that I think head coach Cedric Burke just really trusts, and I think that's why you're seeing him, especially tonight, the first home match of the season, want to get off to a good start in the Triangle Derby. I think that's why you're seeing him in this starting lineup tonight. You know what he's going to do. Tons of experience. Has played in the USL before. It's just going to bring a little bit of that composure to the forward line and to the midfield. He likes to drop in and receive balls as well. So, yeah, looking forward to him and see how he does, especially with the likes of Tafwada up front alongside him.
And it is Garner who's going to get this one started in the centre circle, just waiting for the referee's whistle. North Carolina FC looking like they're pressing their players hard pitch early on. Hasn't even been kicked into set the away side. He's running to midnight. Hard crowd tonight. Something row. Familiar face, family, friends, players. It's our college kids.
Yeah, let me just say, thoroughly enjoyed how fun it was to call this team last year, and I'm really looking forward to this season. A crowd for the first home game, and yeah, it's just, I mean, what can you ask for? Home game of the season, beautiful night for soccer, and the Triangle Derby. It's going to be a lot.
The referee, the 4th of July on the just with the last minute. Well,
usually before the match even started, Jamie. It seems like.
He's clearly not here about something. Not sure if it's the goal. Did he come over to talk to head coach Cedric Burke? And they're still having to decision on that. I think they call it amateur soccer, semi-professional soccer, but it's such a high level. All these guys are college players or have played in college. A lot of these guys have also played, had stints in the USL, the NASL. So, yeah, this is I think for a Tobacco Road supporter, you're talking about going up against a team like NCFC, formerly the Carolina Railhawks, a team that, really tries to, I'm not sure how successful they are at it, label themselves as the team of North Carolina. I really don't know if I believe that yet, just based on, going to first team games. I'm sure, I know you have too, Jamie, but going to NCFC first team games, and I'm a supporter, but, looking at you're going to these games, there's not a ton of fans there, so for us to go against their U23 squad, a team on paper at least that I would say is less talented than the Tobacco Road team that was only formed a few seasons ago. So, yeah, it's got to be a big match, and it's definitely a proving point, and definitely can give you bragging rights going forward. And hopefully they'll get a similar result like they did here last year against NCFC. And it appears that we have figured out the issue. The referee not happy with the goal itself. He wants sandbags to hold the net down. Not quite sure. Massive difference. It will have people in the net if you find the net tonight. It's quite a high one. Last year I mentioned win the beginning of the season, and the two are likely to start this on here. And we're off. Tobacco Road facing all white strip in their navy kits, navy socks, shorts as well. Going from left to right road, going from right to left. And on this near touchline, Hodge controls and finds Champe Dosa. Gente Gallardo over to Costa, who looks like he's going to be anchoring back inside Gallardo. Javier El Correa drifting back in that deeper midfield role. And also Hodge playing in a position he didn't play too many times last season. Right back in Central Park, a sort of formation change in personnel change to Burke. But he's holding his own so far. So he's in towards Garner. It was a decent ball in there, and Garner nearly latched onto it.
Yeah, it was a great ball there from Hodge. A nice little run across the defender there for Eli Gardner. He's got to feel a little bit unfortunate not to get some kind of touch, a little bit too far in front of him. But start for Tobacco Road, kept possession on early, moved the ball up the field. We saw Tafwada try a little flick to dink, but they regained possession quickly. Really that could have been an opportunity. So good start for Tobacco Road so far.
It's a familiar start for the home middle. In this especially light stuff on the front foot. They like chance early on. Putting bed early on. They had struggles putting to bed. At least at home they did well last season, but fine Sterling things on.
Tobacco Road the last season especially distant. Some really great starts at home, and then at home they got behind us. It's gonna be interesting in the first home fixture to see how they come out, especially against an FC team that, like we've mentioned tonight, I think is just a little bit less talented this year than Tobacco. But talent doesn't always mean anything. You got to come out and play, and that's what's most important. And Tobacco Road, at least early on, certainly got the load of possession.
And the linesman flag is up against running behind there, and was in a dangerous position to get the ball across. Just offside at the wrong moment there.
An interesting choice from the. He's got rain jackets on, a little bit too hot. I'm not on the bench wearing that. A little interesting choice from that.
That's some sort of haven't come up with ourselves.
some potential for rain coming to the left for us, but hopefully we have some night of this first match of the season. We really had some interesting few weather delays and some interesting weather scenarios last season for sure.
Looked like might have been a handball off the referee. Just give it. North Carolina FC back momentarily. I was trying to be found there. And back with Tobacco FC. Gallardo.
Marshall Hodge is just finding good space on this roster. It doesn't seem like his heads up and are looking for right now, but he's just in space over here right in front of us.
And Garner, after that one, clearance was deflected off Jamal Grass. Not sure that's what but nonetheless he did the danger. Back to Batsey.
I'll just keep the ball on the back line and see it's not really applying too much pressure, just kind of letting the road have it right now.
And Kellen Foster looking to play. It's headed away by Gracia. That will run out. In for the home side. He goal. He was here last season in the home opening for Carolina Dynamo. CJ Sparks had a chance there, offside. But Ryan Cretons, a new goalkeeper for Tobacco Road, played Hawthorne and Sam Bissett from last season. He's a clean sheet away from home Carolina Dynamo.
All PDL team in the region this past week for his performance in that match as well. The keeper they played Green for Dynamo the past couple of seasons, actually the 2016 all team across the whole country. Yeah, big goalkeeper, started all 20 just from last season. Yeah, great guy. I'm personal friends with him. Grew up and played soccer with. Really one of my closest friends this day. So I'm out here and see him because going to the beach. Haven't got to see too much over the past years.
Coming away here, he's Lee Steele. Garner. It's Garner. It's a good second from his further nights, and Garner is finished right on the third.
Yeah, just a little to pull it top water running in. Kind of just lunged at that ball with really an impossible, not an impossible angle, but a very tough angle to get past the NCFC goal. So George would say that and maybe cross it or
giving it away to Wad again. You can just pace early on, trying to flip a relay Garner, lacking the pace to pump himself.
That was a great ball by Wad. A top Wad there, just he made the wrong run. You can see Garner giving a thumbs up to top as well.
We can see the road starting off the better of the two sides so far. Definitely more chances and a clear-cut one there for Eli Garner. Could have possibly been better there. He had time on the ball.
Definitely did. I think he pulled out early in the game. You want to get a shot at the tone. You get a look at goal. Test. Don't really blame him for shots. Don't think it was the best option there.
And Kellen Foster getting himself in a bit. Not sure he wanted the ball back. Gallardo. It's flicked away by Batsey. It's over for Marshall. Good feet on the touchline. Back to him from Maurizio Pineda. Coming not too far from Chapel Hill. Played Tar Heels in his college career. And it's been quite a pleasure to watch him in ACC play.
Carolina guys on this roster, the likes of Mauricio Pineda, Toft, Wada, a transfer from Bethel, will be playing at UNC next season. So a lot of UNC guys on this roster, a few more as well.
Garner was trying to send it through Huntley Munn. It's calm assured goalkeeping from Jamal.
And Jamie, and speaking of Carolina players, I think we'll both remember Zach Wright, how good they were for last season, in the USL right now. So.
Yeah, we're definitely one of the best I've ever seen for this side, Tobacco Road.
Undoubtedly.
And doing the business National SC in the moment in the USL. And that's exactly what SLPDL was built for. So create players in college who lack career, and he's doing just that.
And make no mistakes about it, PDL is growing. I'm excited to see where this league is in 10 years. I think soccer's eventually in the States, and just get great. Hopefully one day, leagues them like from Jamie. That'll be great to see.
Good eye. Look at it as well.
Yeah, lovely bit of skill there.
Gallardo. Errant pass, but back well by Byung Choi was not happy with his teammates there. Man on. Be a goal for North Carolina FC. There's Caleb Duvernay, the NC State man, on the touchline for North Carolina FC in left back position. Switched over to the right back, Gracia. And they're coming forward here. Dean Rutherford. It's flicked on to CJ Sparks. His effort blasted ball, but he's offside.
Good ball, great little flick over the top there from Dean Rutherford. We talked about him on the pregame show, Jimmy, how dangerous he can be, and undoubtedly NCF. Not really far tonight, kind of skill he has, and he's not unlucky, but good possession with the ball upfield. Going for really the first time tonight.
Creases the heavy clearance. Free going forward there. Not quite sure who will head it. And it's come through here for Rutherford. And it's a corner. North Carolina FC on the attack themselves. It'll be taken by Ryong Choi. He tried to let it come in, but Champe Mendoza bringing him closely, tightly enough.
Yeah, he brings up here and it Champe to pick him up.
Whipped in by Choi, headed away by Kaya. Ghana nearly was away. Now it's cleared by Hodge.
Great flip.
There was nearly there by Hodge. It was a good idea from Wilmington. And Champe's caused possession there, but no danger at the moment. Now Korea goes to right to the there with swift counter brewing.
And this Tobacco Road had come out, just get the ball and pass it, but he got to dropping in a little bit. Not really finding it. Marshall Akers the space on this right all night, and it doesn't seem like anybody confidence to play that ball over the top.
And Champe Mendoza's trying to find Garner, who flicked it, but Garcia did well to keep that one in play, but he's found Huntley Munn. Yeah, his ball in is deflected. It's a corner for Tobacco Road, their first of the night.
Yeah, great work, great hustle by Eli Garner to save that ball. Or Tobacco Road would not be looking at a goal kick, though. And good team for that over the top ball. It's been available time. You know, lining up into 3-5-2, and they're not really using the width right now, which is a little bit strange. I don't really understand the point of having wing backs.
Didn't get the connection he needed as Sparks flicks it on. And it's cut back, but linesman flagging. The ball had gone out to play. And said Ryan Cretins will look to launch this into NCFC's half.
I think both teams really just trying to figure each other out now. Haven't seen too many moments of brilliance or too many exciting moments so far, but still very early in the game. Great touch there from Champe.
Mendoza has found Hodge. Now Wada. Wada's coming forward. And it's cleared away by Duvernay. Caleb Duvernay dealing with Taff Wada's presence at the moment. But like we said earlier, Cedric Burt saying Taff Wada is something special. And his flair and ability on the ball is something that these North Carolina FC defenders need to be aware. It's a good tackle there from Kellen Foster sliding in. Actually came off of the NCFC player for a throw into Tobacco Road.
Yeah, it was a great tackle by Foster there. But going back to Taff Wada, yeah, getting a transfer from Bethel University, we can programs in here and they'll just 22 years. So got just scores in cool. So that's definitely a team.
And Huntley whistled for the foul. Oh, Eli Garner battling there with Chase Road. And Road won the battle.
Garner really been the focal point of Tobacco Road going forward, playing that 3-5-2 tonight, and Wada's, at least so far, has kind of taken up spaces a little bit more wide, which I think has gotten in the way of Marshall Hodge just a little bit, but still, you know, I'd like to see Wada going more direct at goal because I think he's so dangerous in front of it, but he's a guy that creates goals as well, so not a bad option to have on the wing. You
can see he's playing more of a fluid position tonight. You've seen him in the centre of the park. You've seen him on this far right-hand side as a winger. Cedric Burke clearly has confidence in his ability to create something wherever he is on the pitch.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys you just want to have in your team because he makes things happen. When he gets on the ball, it looks like something's about to happen.
And something might happen here. CJ Sparks and Cretan with a crucial punch. Sparks was onside. And it was a clever ball over the top for North Carolina FC under-23s. And that one not so clever. As you see David Kupperman apologising for his errant pass over the top.
Yeah, that's a great bit of defending there from Cretans. Just gets that punch on it, a little bit awkward, you know, coming out, having to clear your line like that. But you know, great bit of goalkeeping, not unexpected for a player like Cretans, though.
He didn't look too confident in the punch there, but he did what he needed to.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do as a goalkeeper. Sometimes you got to make that decision and just get the ball away. And I think he did a good job of that. Definitely a tricky situation there, but with that ball over the top his line, not really picking up the run very well. So he's forced to come out to the top of his 18 and punch it away, and ended up being a good clearance for them. But yeah, a little bit awkward, Jamie. I definitely agree with that.
Gracia's being challenged by Vincente. The ball's come down for Dean Rutherford. Questionable defending again from Tobacco Road.
Yeah, definitely a little bit questionable. And, you know, for me, I'm surprised to see the likes of Vincente Gallardo played as a right center back here after being on the PDL Team of the Week for his performance against the Carolina Dynamo. He's got the height, not necessarily the speed. I think Rutherford's not Rutherford. I think that Kellen Foster's a little bit faster now. I like to see him in the middle.
That was brilliant skill from Pineda. Turning on the quality there with a roulette turn.
Yeah, it was a great little bit of skill there. Love to see that. That's why we come out and watch soccer, to see those moments. But, yeah, back to I'd like to see the likes of Kellen Foster maybe played as a right center back, just because I think he's got a little bit more speed. Put a guy like Vincente Gallardo, a great defender, got a little bit more height to handle those balls over the top. Because you look at Foster, and he's a few inches shorter than Gallardo. So, but who am I? Cedric Burke sees these guys on a daily basis, so he definitely knows better than I do.
And El Correa, it's a handball against Kupperman.
El Correa just a little bit too much time on the ball there.
Pineda did well under pressure there to find Gallardo. Those two players nearly identical, physique-wise, haircut-wise. It's going to be quite a challenge. Both have the number 2 on their back. Pineda being number 2 and Gallardo number 27.
Hey, Jimmy, you beat me to that. I was thinking the same thing to this match kicked off. I couldn't figure out which one was which. I mean, could they get any more similar? I guess I'll have to tell by the cleats, because they are wearing I think Gallardo's got the Adidas on, and Mauricio Pineda's got the black Nike. So it might be the only way we're going to figure out which one's which, because they look like twins from up here.
Well, it could be easy to mistake them for one another up here, but those at home may have a different opinion on that. As Gallardo launches a ball forward again, that's challenging, but dealt with by Miles Stray. Retzloff spreads the play over to Duvernay as he charges forward again on this left-hand side. Kept in by Sparks.
Look at that ball was out from up here.
Referee blows, and Hodge was just nicking at him a bit from behind.
Bit soft for me there, Jamie. I didn't really see too much of a foul there.
And that's a ball with just a bit too much space on it, looking for Sheriff Secker.
Yeah, Miles Stray just sent that ball about 10 yards too far. Good idea. I'd like to see Tobacco Road do a little bit of that and find Marshall Hodge on that right side. A guy I've mentioned a lot tonight. He hasn't gotten on the ball enough, but he's just – keep an eye on him, people watching. He's just wide open throughout this match, and don't know why they're so hesitant to find him.
They have found him now. Challenged by Sparks. Huntley Munn nearly won the ball back for Tobacco Road. It's come back the way of North Carolina FC. North Carolina FC under 23s in their 11th season with head coach DeJuan Bader. His assistants are Rick King, who's also quite up there in the years, 10th year, only one behind head coach DeJuan Bader. Luis Satora on his 8th year, and Zach Shalowski in his 4th. Dre Fortune, we haven't seen him tonight, but he's in his first year with this team as well as a coach. And
Fortune, a former player for NCFC, or is he still plying his trade for NCFC?
Plying his trade in the first team on
wow.
Dre Fortune.
Good guy to have on your coaching staff, can motivate this under 23 team and give him some advice, a guy who's done it.
There's danger here for North Carolina FC. But it's cleared away. Good defending from Mendoza. And the referee gives a foul against Mendoza. It was Nick Retzloff he left in a heap.
Yeah, Kellen Foster with the initial clearance, been really pleased and happy to see him play tonight. He's been probably our best defender so far, at least the most active defender, obviously playing it as that center back in between the back three. He's a guy you really got to rely on to cover for you if you're the left back or the right back. So yeah, he's been busy tonight, Kellen Foster.
It's a good flick from Sparks. And Seca cuts it back for Gracia. It's a heavy cross. Good skill there from Kupperman. And again up against Mendoza. Ryung Choi. Retzloff. Back for Choi. Towards Retzloff. He's in again. Retzloff. And off the line. Last ditch defending from Batse. Cretans nearly got caught there, and he's looks to have injured his hand in the process of making that save. What crucial bit of defending though from Batse.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity for Retzloff, and Cretans is shaking up right now. It looks like his left knee or his left leg. I'm not sure what happened. It didn't look like he twisted anything, but he's certainly
in again. Retzloff and off the line.
I was disappointed to see, but he's a tough guy, and to see him down like this is a little bit worrying because he's a guy that can really just shake off anything. Hopefully he's all right down there, though, but he looks to be in a lot of discomfort right now.
He's been excellent so far this season, and it would be devastating for his season to come to a short, long-term, any sort of end at the moment.
Yeah, a guy that, especially growing up in high school and playing for the Capital Area Railhawks Developmental Academy, a guy that did struggle, and not struggle with injuries, but did suffer his fair share of injuries, but a lot of those were, for him just being an aggressive goalkeeper, coming out and putting his body on the line, and wasn't really the case there. Hopefully it's just a stinger. He looks to be getting up right now. Might have just been one of those stingers that hurts for a little bit. But like I said, he's one of the toughest players I've ever played with, so I'd be shocked if he came out of the game right now. You'd have to probably carry him off or drag him off if you wanted him to stop playing. I think he'll probably shake this one off and be all right. But, yeah, definitely a worry so far. But hopefully he'll be able to shake it off. And it looks like he's at least signaling to the trainers that he's going to stay on. So that's good to see from a Tobacco Road perspective.
You can see Zach Scott warming up on the touchline there just in case he's needed. Also a new goalkeeper for Tobacco Road. And it's good to see Ryan Cretans back on his feet.
Yeah, I think it was just a stinger there. I think he kind of saved it, it looked like, with his back leg, and I think that was what was bothering him a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, wasn't the most convincing of saves, but very necessarily in the end, because that ball was destined for the back of the net if he wouldn't have got something on it.
Here's Retzloff, whose shot challenged Cretans there. And Seca trying to find Gracia, who just keeps that ball in play. Choi. And Batse was fouled there from Seca.
And Jamie, just comparing these two teams, Tobacco Road is especially in the back and in the center midfield a little bit as well. This is a tall Tobacco Road team, especially compared to NCFC. Definitely got some height and some physicality. It's something you definitely want to see in a back line, but definitely I'd say not out bullying NCFC tonight, but playing a little bit more physical and look a little bit more up for that physical battle compared to what NCFC. But NCFC through Retzloff has the best opportunity of the night so far. So Tobacco Road needs to get back on track and get some stuff going forward. And Toph, Wada, and Eli Garner have been quiet so far.
Wada trying to find Mendoza, but it's come the way of Hodge. Now it's Mendoza battling with Miles Stray. Might have been a foul if he had done a little bit more there.
Yeah, I've seen some softer plays get called as a foul tonight from this referee, so a little bit inconsistent so far, but he's done a nice job.
Pineda looking to get in Huntley Munn there, who was being challenged by Gracia. He wanted a foul. And Seca with another loose pass for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like the home side's strategy tonight is to keep that ball on the back line, get it into the midfield or get it out wide to these wing backs and just send through balls over the top. And Toph, Wada and Eli Gardner are great on the ball, so I'm a little bit surprised to see that, especially Eli Gardner. He's not the fastest guy in the world. So interesting strategy from Cedric Burke so far, but obviously hasn't worked yet. But he trains with his team every day, so got to think he's deploying the best way to go forward, in this match.
Game's gone a bit scrappy since the first opening couple of minutes here, with just over 17 minutes to play in this first half. But it has been exciting. Quite a few chances there, and Retzloff clearly with the most clear-cut opportunity, nearly putting North Carolina FC in front.
Yeah, Retzloff probably a little bit disappointed that he had to put that right at Cretans, but that ball still had a great chance to trickle in, and if it wasn't for Delasi Batse, that ball would be in the back of the net right now, and it'd be 1-0 in a totally different game. So, yeah, a little bit against the run of play, I'd say, but pretty even match so far.
North Carolina FC playing dangerously out the back. Retzloff doing well to get the ball clear. There's a lot of balls being played over the top from both sides tonight, and a lot of route run football. North Carolina FC, we've seen a few times tonight, try and play in behind, and Eli Garner has slipped his defender. It's still with Garner! What a fantastic goal from Eli Garner, and he opened the scoring here for Tobacco Road. 1-0 to the home side.
Yeah, and that's just a goal out of nothing, Jemmy. A mistake there by Miles Stray in the back. Was playing for the foul, still talking to the referee about a foul, and to me, I held my hands up in the booth because I didn't see anything there. It just looks like Stray went down a little bit too easy. But Eli Garner proves why he's on the pitch and I'm not. Buries it past the goalkeeper, George Mark, and great start for Tobacco Road. A little bit against the run of play in the past 5-10 minutes, as I think NCFC had got a little foothold on this game, but Tobacco Road hopefully can hold this lead going into halftime.
He's in again. Eli Garner looking for Wada. Was he being pushed there from DuVernay? Either way, it's a corner for Tobacco Road, and they're on the offset here.
And I think one of the reasons Eli Garner was even able to get a shot off is because a lot of those NCFC defenders were just so fixed on top Wada in the middle, thinking he was going to get that cross, basically just because of how dangerous of a player he is and how great of a goal scorer he is. So great finish by Garner nonetheless. It was top class there. Questionable goalkeeping from George Mark, though. Probably should have had a save. It was shot kind of right at him, so disappointing goalkeeping from Stray right there. Probably a shot he'd like to have back, because I think that's probably a save he makes, 8 times out of 10 in training at least. But, take nothing away from Garner. He buried that pass Stray with a ton of power. So great lead for Tobacco Road, and hopefully they can either add to it or hold on to it going into the half.
Hodge found Wada there and looked like he was shoved over by Miles Stray. Still bitter about that mistake he'd made to concede.
Just been a little bit too inconsistent tonight for me from the referee. I've seen a lot of soft fouls get called and a lot of hard fouls really not even get looked at by him. So done a decent job so far. I know it's definitely a tough job down there, especially at this high level of soccer, having to referee it, but it's a little bit inconsistent so far for me. I like to see consistent refereeing. I don't mind if you're calling a lot of fouls, just call them both ways. So
here's Retzloff, who nearly put North Carolina FC in front. But instead it's the home side scoring first, as they did last season as well. They started their campaign in 2017 with a 2-2 draw, and they opened the scoring away from home. It was Joaquin Del Rosario who got the first goal for Tobacco Road in their 2017 season, their first in the USL PDL. Jonathan Ray was the first scorer here last time out against North Carolina FC. He was quickly followed up by Eli Garner as well, who scored in last year's fixture. Here he is again, Eli Garner. Cut back towards Pineda. This is good from Tobacco Road FC.
Yeah, and you're just seeing Eli Garner's experience, really just come to the forefront right now, causing everything. A player who played in the USL for the Dayton Dutch Lions, has stints with Orange County Blues FC and Richmond Kickers in the PDL as well, and last year, 12 games, 4 goals, and 1 assist in 892 minutes for Tobacco Road. So, and his USL career, Jamie tallied 15 goals and 6 assists. So, just a great guy you kind of want leading the line, and you saw his experience with his finish and really getting active and getting on the ball a lot more. And I think that's why you're starting to see a lot of things happen going forward for Tobacco Road.
Here's Duvernay. And it's deflected off of Hodge. One number 3 off the other. Choi turns. He's being pulled there by El Caria, and it's a dangerous position for a free kick. Looks like Choi wants it himself.
Not the smartest foul there from El Caria. You saw the jersey pull. It's a good position for a free kick for North Carolina as well.
It will be Ryong Choi or David Kupperman to take this one. Choi looks like he had his eyes set on it. So referee lining up the wall here. Seka looking to cause some trouble in that defensive wall.
Cretans once again up here directing that wall. Tell them to scoot over. They were a little bit hesitant at first.
It will be Ryong Choi. And it's a thunderbolt, but it's stopped by Cretans at the near post.
Yeah, that's a great save there by Cretans. At least from our angle up here, Jamie, I thought that ball was going wide, but I think that was a necessary save from Cretans, because that ball might have been destined to go in the inside of that post right there. So good save. I don't think a shot like that's really going to bother a goalkeeper of Cretans' caliber, though.
That ball goes all the way through for a Tobacco Road throw-in near the corner flag. Not the best delivery there from the NCFC man. Well, we talked about Dewan Bader being in his 11th season with this youth side of North Carolina FC, and Cedric Burke on the other side. Tobacco Road only existing for 3 years, but he's been here all 3 years from the start, a co-founder of the club, dedicated right to the core of this cause. Him and Seth Kaplan as well, making Tobacco Road FC today what they wanted from the start.
Yeah, big shout outs to Seth Kaplan and Cedric Burke. Great guys to work for, and just running an exceptional organization here at Tobacco Road. And I'm anxious, really just excited to see how this club continues to grow in 3 more years, because they've made leaps and bounds, and we've got a great crowd here tonight, getting more and more fan support. Great city for it in Durham. I just don't really think you could ask for anything else. So, yeah, nothing but positive words to say about the backroom staff here at Tobacco Road. And Cedric Burke, a great manager, from what I understand, talking to the players, a guy that people enjoy playing for, a guy that can motivate his players, and a guy that you want to do well for. So, yeah, nothing but positive words to say for them, and just anxious to see how this club continues to grow.
You can see the players just starting to get into a little bit of nicks and tussles here tonight.
Guy that we talked about pre-match to really lead this line, but hasn't done much tonight. And an unlikely guy with the best opportunity for them, and Nick Retzoff is really just deployed as a central midfielder tonight. So
it's an excellent ball across from Hodge. Pineda. He didn't have too many options there and had to go back to Batse, being forced all the way back to Ryan Cretans. Looking for Hodge, headed away by Duvernay. Seka trying to weave his way through, just a couple of inches of space there, and 2 hard challenges from NCFC under-23 players. Pineda getting play back underway as quickly as possible. Huntley Munn, he's bundled over there by Gracia. Looks like the referee is going to try and have a word with the players here.
Yeah, both managers up on the touchline now. NCFC a little bit disappointed with that previous foul, not this one, but the one before that, which did seem a little bit questionable. Can't remember who it was for Tobacco Road that they got fouled, but there was an NCFC player on the ground and was called not for them. So both managers, at least on the NCFC side, starting to get a little frustrated with the officiating.
And Munn whips the ball in, but it's too heavy for anyone to get on the end of. Choi lets it run out of play. Looked like it might have been taken in the wrong position. Not to the referee's liking, at least. And Duvernay will have another go at the throw in here. Headed away by Mendoza. Hodge finds El Correa. Flicked on by Garner. Headed back by El Correa and then back again by Duvernay. Either side being able to keep hold of the ball. Referee raving play on there. Kellen Foster on Dean Rutherford. Cretan's clearance is a lofty one. Didn't get quite the distance I think he wanted on that ball.
Yeah, Tobacco Road certainly not hesitating to use Cretan's feet tonight. I think he probably touched the ball more than anybody on this pitch tonight. It seems like they play him every time they get in a little bit of trouble instead of just trying to play a through ball forward, but nonetheless it's working so far.
Oh, and Wada was trying to release Munn. He didn't make the run and they were on the wrong wavelength there. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Tobacco Road leading 1-0 against North Carolina FC. Thanks to a goal from Eli Garner, his first of the season. His second in competitions against North Carolina FC overall. It was a fine finish from the young man.
Yeah, it was. Eli Garner with a great finish tonight and a little bit of questionable goalkeeping like we talked about earlier, Jamie. I think NCFC goalkeeper probably should have made the save, but nonetheless, 1-0 lead for Tobacco Road, and they got to feel confident going into halftime because I think most people would agree they've been the better side so far, at least in this first half, and definitely going to be an interesting second half to see how NCFC responds, especially if they go in down a goal.
Pineda.
Great touch there by Pineda. Sorry to cut you off, Jamie.
Yeah, he's trying to find him again, but Sparks is in a battle with Pineda, and Pineda's been called for a foul here.
Yeah, Pineda's looked good in the midfield so far tonight for Tobacco Road. Another UNC product. U.S. national team member at the U18 and U20 level as well. So
Dean Rutherford had been ran over there by Champe Mendoza, and referee wants a word. This match might just get out of hand here in a few moments if more of these challenges go unnoticed.
Yeah, not sure what Champe was really talking about with the referee there. I think that was a pretty obvious foul. Almost tackled him, but yeah, referee's got to get a hold of this game. It's getting a little bit chippy down there, and managers are starting to get a little aggravated as well.
And Choi's ball in is headed away. Sparks was trying to volley it home. Instead, Gracia will take throw in on that far side. North Carolina FC under-23 is looking to respond. The referee gives a free kick. Looks like Champe and Cretan's having a word about how many they want in the wall. He wouldn't bet against Choi hitting that one in, but it's taken far side and it's well clear of the goal. No danger for Cretans there. Miles Stray was lurking in behind.
Yeah, and Cretans wasn't sure about that one until late. You see him scrambling over there to potentially make the save, but in the end, just looked a little bit too high and a little bit too wide.
Well, Ryan Cretans made 6 saves to preserve a first clean sheet of the season. He did this against his former side in the Carolina Dynamo in Tobacco Road's 2-0 win on the road at Macpherson Stadium. Quite a contrast to his first game here last season with the Carolina Dynamo, conceding 4 to Tobacco Road FC.
Yeah, and I had some words with Cretans after the season last year, and he just said his Carolina Dynamo team just didn't have the passion for it. And they really did struggle last year, so he made a great save there.
More questionable defending from Tobacco Road, and Cretans there nearly conceding the penalty, it looked like.
Yeah, and a little bit shaken up. I think that left leg's still bothering him a little bit. But, yeah, going back to Cretans, 7 shutouts for UNCW last year, 45 saves, and averaged about only 1 goal against a game. So, had a good season last year for UNCW, and after really having a pretty poor season by his standards for the Carolina Dynamo in the summer. But like I mentioned earlier, having some talks with Cretans, he said that team just, compared to the previous year when he played in 2016, was an all PDL goalkeeper, and he said that team last year just didn't have the it factor and didn't have the passion for it. So it's got to be tough, coming from really an all national performer in the PDL the previous season and then really struggling last year. But one of the hardest working players I've ever played with and know. So I'm sure he spent a lot of time in the offseason working, and it's showing with that, especially with that performance last week. And he's had a great night tonight so far.
It was confident defending from Kellen Foster as he turned his man. Had he got that wrong, there was no one there to protect him. Here's Huntley Munn. And Garner's cross is blocked by Choi. Mendoza. Just couldn't get a touch on that. As Gracia clears, but it'll come back the other way through Tobacco Road. What have you made of Kellen Foster at the back? He's anchored the defence, much like Jason McCartney last season. As Garner tries to thread a ball through for Mustafa Wada.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Kellen Foster so far tonight. I think he's done a good job. He's very vocal as well. You can kind of see him with his hand gestures and his movements. He's really commanding that back line, and that's what you want, especially in a back three. Him in between the lines right there. He's done a good job so far tonight. I think he's certainly been the most active defender for Tobacco Road. And they didn't even perform well in the second half because this game is far from over.
Here's Gracia. The floodlights set in here at Durham County Memorial Stadium. A wonderful setting for tonight's match.
Yeah, couldn't ask for better weather. Starting to cool off a little bit here tonight. It's going to be a very, very comfortable second half, and looking forward to it. I think we're just waiting for the referee's whistle right now.
The clock says 2.6 seconds to play, but
it's actually been paused on that for probably about 2 minutes now, so should be halftime whistle coming any time now.
We don't have the luxury of knowing how much added time is being given by the lead official. Here's Wada. Looked like he was caught there by Retzloff. Every time Wada gets the ball, he turns and just jets away with that pace of his. It's got to be difficult for them North Carolina FC defenders to deal with.
Yeah, he's so direct, Jamie. And he really reminds me a lot of Wilfred Zaha, the Ivory Coast international, applying to straight for Crystal Palace right now. When he gets that ball, he goes forward every time, and he looks like he's going to make things happen. And really, a lot of our attacking tonight has come through him just deciding to turn and go forward. So, yeah, a really talented player and a guy you really want to have as your number 9 because he just makes things happen. I like to see him play a little bit more central. I think he's been forced out wide a little bit too much for me. just because of how good of a goal scorer he is. But, you know, so far I don't think you could be mad with his performance. He scored 26 goals in 2 years at Bethel, so a guy you want to have taking shots, and he just hasn't. I don't think he's had a shot tonight, unfortunately, but has definitely made some things happen going forward at times.
Played away by Kellen Foster, and that is the referee's whistle for half-time. Tobacco Road FC leading 1-0 here against North Carolina FC in the Triangle Derby. Coming up after this quick break, we'll break down the first half analysis here. Jacob Turner alongside Jamie Patel here at Durham County Memorial Stadium. It's 1-0 to Tobacco Road FC.
Welcome back to Durham County Memorial Stadium, where the home side Tobacco Road FC lead North Carolina FC under-23s 1-0. Jacob, what did you make of the first half? Eli Garner getting the goal for Tobacco Road.
Yeah, very entertaining first half. I thought both teams at times threatened. Ryan Cretan's been a great save early in the first half, and Eli Gardner, which is a great finish past the NCFC goalkeeper. I thought he should have saved it. Looking back on it, I think you'd probably agree with me, Jamie. But nonetheless, Eli Gardner showing his experience, a former USL player, a guy who's in his upper 20s, has played a lot of professional and semi-professional soccer. So, yeah, good goal by Gardner. Really a poacher's goal. Took his opportunity well, finished it off, and Tobacco Road got to feel a little bit fortunate going into halftime with that 1-0 lead, but I think they deserved it, looking back.
And the Tobacco Road FC defence looking questionable themselves, but Kellen Foster holding his own so far, anchoring that centre-back position. Yeah,
I think Kellen Foster has done a great job tonight. Not the tallest defender on this team. In the middle of that back three. Doing a great job, though. Got a lot of speed on, very intelligent defender. Played at UNCW, now actually a coach in the Wake County public school system right now. So a guy that understands the game, and you can see that with how he's playing tonight. They're going to need a big second half for them because I don't think this game's anywhere near over. Obviously, time-wise, it's not, but I think this NCFC team is going to get a talking at halftime, is going to come out fired up, but hopefully Tobacco Road can do the same, and having a guy like Cretan's back there in the sticks and having a guy like Kellen Foster back there leading that back line, I'm confident going into the second half, but very entertaining first half, and I thought Foster, he did a really good job, and he's going to have to continue to do that as well.
And for North Carolina FC under-23s, no one's really threatened for them so far. Who do you expect to come out at halftime fired up and looking to make a change for them?
I think it's got to be Dean Rutherford. We talked about him pre-match. Really the only guy going forward that I look at and seem threatened. I think CJ Sparks is a good player too, but Dean Rutherford did not get on the ball enough for me in that first half, and I think you'd probably agree with me on that. And they need him to have a little bit bigger second half, a little bit more involved, try to get things going through him. But, this NCFC team, Nick Pretzloff with the only shot on goal, and he's their holding midfielder. So a little bit surprising to see that. It had to be a great save by Cretans for that ball to not go in the back of the goal. But I think this NCFC team is going to have to get some things going through Rutherford if they want to contend in the second half and get back in this match.
We'll be back with you shortly in just a few minutes for the second half of the Triangle Derby between Tobacco Road FC and North Carolina FC under-23s.
The team to back out here at Durham County Memorial Stadium will be North Carolina FC under-23s to get us back underway here. Tobacco Road FC leading 1-0 against their triangle rivals in blue. As CJ Sparks and Ryung Choi hover over the ball in the centre circle. And we are back underway. North Carolina FC under-23s looking for an equaliser and possibly more here. Be vital to their season, having started off with a 1-1 draw at home against newcomers at Lionsbridge FC. They must be disappointed with that one, leading early on in that one, conceding in the first half and then not being able to find the breakthrough. Point on the season, not a bad way to start, but at home you got to get the wins.
Yeah, it's good second half. Good first half from Tobacco Road, like we talked about at halftime, Jamie, and couple changes for Cedric Burke. I see Oscar Moreno now on that right side, and Dylan Chain, number 20, on the left side here for Tobacco Road. So both wingbacks being changed at halftime by Cedric Burke. Not sure if that was planned before the match. I'd probably guess it was. I don't think either wingback, especially Marshall Hodge, thought he had a good first half. I don't think either played poorly or anything like that. So I think that was probably predetermined. And Dylan Chain, I actually had the pleasure of him playing high school with him down the road in for Wake Forest High School in Wake Forest, North Carolina, about 30 minutes or so from here. Great player plying his trade right now at UNCW. A lot of UNCW players on this roster. Kellen Foster, a former player. Ryan Cretan's currently there. Dylan Chain currently there. So good little mix of UNCW players and UNC players as well. But good to see Chain on the field. He's definitely a good attacking option going forward.
Here he is, getting the ball in. Did well to keep the ball in initially and then get his cross in. Garner looking for Chain as he's manhandled there by Gracia. And it's a throw into Tobacco Road.
Yeah, Chain, one of the tallest players on the field now. I remember I was an upperclassman when he was a freshman in high school, and he was one of the smallest players on the field. So,
and it appears he has quite a long throw-in on him as well.
Yeah, he's a physical player, a guy that used to play left back, and I think he's plying his trade a little bit more in the midfield now for club and college. So good to see him going forward. A good player, really good physically and really good technically as well. He's played for the Capital Area Railhawks Developmental League.
Duvernay's ball in and flicked on by Champe. Elaborate, but it did the job. And by Gracia is Pineda. And Dylan Chain couldn't quite get a touch there.
I've been really impressed with Mauricio Pineda tonight. The UNC midfielder was a third-team All-ACC last year, started all 22 games for the Tar Heels, and made a really deep run in the NCAA tournament last season. His sister Cynthia actually played at Notre Dame, so I guess it runs in the family a little bit. But yeah, Pineda's a big physical guy. You know, good, really just good on the ball technically, and with that physicality, that's just a dynamic duo in midfield right there.
And nearly brought down there by Oscar Moreno, who's come on for Huntley Munn. There's the ball in behind for CJ Sparks. And Foster with quite an elaborate flick there. But it's not clear away yet. And Cretans makes a good save there against David Kupperman's strike.
It's a great bit of defending there from Kellen Foster again. A lovely little flick with the, looked like it almost hit the top, or the bottom of his boot, excuse me. Not sure how he got his leg up there, but not the greatest clearance, headed clearance away by him as NCFC ended up getting an opportunity, but a great bit of defending initially.
It's a huge punt from Cretans there.
It was.
Nearly found Eli Garner. Pineda. Now Gallardo. Here's Moreno. Mendoza was caught napping there on the touch. And Dylan Chain trying to slice through the NCSC defence. And Chase Road, was not having any of that.
I want to see Pineda get on the ball a little bit more. One thing I really like about him is he just keeps it simple. Kind of reminds you of a Nemanja Matic or a N'Golo Kante for Chelsea. A little bit more of Matic because of his physicality and height, but just keeps the ball simple. Doesn't do anything too special, but as you can tell with his credentials, he has the ability to do some really exciting things. But got to feel confident, especially a Kellen Foster in defense with him right in front of you.
It's another defensive lapse from Miles Stray as the corner is taken quickly. And Batse was lurking in the middle there for Tobacco Road. Here's Dylan Chain. It's a hard challenge on him. He's managed to find Pineda. Switched over for Moreno. Still with Oscar Moreno. Champe. And he's poked it past Dylan Chain there. Poor communication between the two.
I love watching Champe Mendoza as a play, but one criticism I do have of him after watching him for 2 years, he is prone to some mistakes in the midfield, and that's really just something you can't do as a midfielder, but the amount of times he gets on the ball, that's going to happen. He does make things happen and is a risk taker, so that's probably why you see him make some mistakes from time to time, but yeah, just a poor little giveaway from him previously.
And right after you said that, he won the ball back, and Wada looked like he was fouled. You can see these players not shy to make a tough challenge. Every tackle seems to be a hard one. And Chain just lets the ball run across his body, and he couldn't quite get it under control. You've seen that a few times now in the past minute for Dylan Chain there. Just maybe not concentrating as hard as getting a touch on the ball as maybe he should be.
Yeah, can't tell if it's just that kind of jitters, first home game, first appearance, coming on at halftime. You got to get in the flow of the game. But yeah, very uncharacteristic of him with just two lackadaisical touches, ball just going right under his foot, especially on this turf surface.
And Choi made a hard challenge there against Champe. Referee wave play on. Champe flicks it to Wada, and he's trying to find Eli Garner. He may still keep this one in play. Chain's ball in, just straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Chain again with just a... It's there. He sees what he wants to do, just a poor execution right there, right at the goalkeeper.
Retzloff. Kupperman. Here's Rutherford. Cleared away for a corner by Batse. And North Carolina FC are looking to respond. They haven't stayed out of this, only conceding one so far, and they've had their chances. Retzloff with that chance in the first half. And if it weren't for that goal line clearance from Batse, this game could have easily been turned on its head.
Oh yeah, it could have been. Really probably should be 1-1 right now.
Oh, and Gracia was up there, nearly managed to get a head on it, and the referee has seen that it's flicked off a Tobacco Road player for a corner on the opposite end.
Could have sworn that hit off an NCFC player. Not sure which one it was, but it looked like it went off the head of Jamil Gracia, if I'm not mistaken, but nobody really arguing with it, so it might have just been my viewpoint from up here, but regardless, a corner for NCFC again, and starting to put a little pressure on.
Choi whips it in again, headed away by Batse. He's been immense at the back for Tobacco Road, and Champe nearly cleverly won the ball back.
Yeah, I love watching. Like I've said before, I can't say it enough. Champe Mendoza is just a really fun player to watch. Kind of reminds me of Firmino for Liverpool, how he gets on the ball and he likes to make things happen, but he's also a little bit sporadic and a little bit unorthodox with how he plays. Very high energy kind of guy, which is what you need in the midfield. And I think that's why you see him over the past 2 seasons, play so much minutes for Tobacco Road.
Pineda looked like he was caught there. Kupperman. Oh, he's done well here, Kupperman. Still going. And it was trying to be fed back to him from Dean Rutherford. What an excellent run from David Kupperman.
I think that was the wrong decision there from Rutherford, Jamie. I thought he had an opportunity to have a shot on goal, but decided to pass it back to Kupperman with 2 or 3 guys, already marking him up. So if I'm Rutherford there, I'm a striker. I'm having a shot, but he's on the field and I'm not, so might have just not been as much space as it looked like he had from up here.
Okaria. Now here's Wada. Garner, the goal scorer. Tobacco Road FC just happy to keep the ball, not do anything too risky here. NCFC under 23s are pressing hard, but Tobacco Road very confident in getting around these players. Pineda. El Carrillo has done an excellent job of controlling the tempo for this Tobacco Road FC side. Gretzloff. Over for Caleb Duvernay. Plays his college soccer. Not too far away at NC State over in Raleigh. There's quite a connection with that university, with the North Carolina FC under 23s. Other players including Tanner Roberts, Clayton Sparks, CJ Sparks that is, and Nick Retzloff as well as Jose Morales. For Tobacco Road, they have a member of the Wolfpack of their own, Ade Taiwo, plying his trade in NC State Red when he's not playing for Tobacco Road.
Yeah, Joaquin Del Rosario on the bench right now. Also played a few years at North Carolina State before transferring to Drexel. So yeah, a lot of NC State players on the field, and well, not on the field, at least in the squad, especially for NCFC tonight. But yeah, always good to see local college players playing for their local PDL teams. I always enjoy that. You know, you don't want to see them go across the country because you're losing a lot of talent in this area. And this area, this triangle area, is really a hotbed for soccer, club and collegiately.
It was a good ball over for Dylan Chain. And Gracia had missed the header. Chain had controlled that. He could have been in behind. It's a long throw in towards Mustafa Wada. And hooked clear by Choi. But Tobacco Road will keep possession here. And they've given it away here. Kopperman. Was he being tugged back there? Dean Rutherford. Still with him. And Batse was in there with the block. And Chain was being grabbed there by Gracia, who does well to keep possession. And North Carolina FC with a bit of possession of their own, but it's given away by Miles Stray. And Wada is challenging him. He's being pulled by Stray. That's surely a yellow card. Cynical challenge. Fans clearly not happy with Stray's challenge there. He's looked under pressure all of tonight.
Yeah, Stray was at fault for the first goal, that just kind of falling when Eli Gardner claiming a foul, but just fell. As a defender, you can't do that, especially on that first goal. The reason they scored, really, the reason that Eli Gardner got the opportunity is because he went down so easily. So, yeah, he's been called out a few times tonight. He's not the fastest player, Stray, and with a guy like Wada was certainly in there, and no doubt a yellow card for him there. And dangerous position here. Got three guys over the ball, too. It looks like Moreno, Champe, and somebody else. I can't see from my vantage point up here.
Looks like Oscar Moreno, as well as Pineda.
Yeah, Pineda, that's the one. I couldn't tell who that was. Yeah. Interesting to see who. Looks like Moreno stepped away for him. It's probably either going to be Pineda or Mendoza playing this ball in.
Referee just lining up the wall, making sure 10 yards is the distance they are from the ball.
Looks like Pineda's going to have a go at this one.
It is Pineda. It's off the top of the wall. Looked like he was going for goal there. Corner for Tobacco Road.
Yeah, trying to cause a little confusion there for the NCFC goalkeeper, with both Champe and Pineda looking like they were destined to take it. Usually you see Champe or the first guy run over the ball. Wasn't the case there. Pineda just went ahead and had a shot.
And Pineda heads it back across, and Champe was in there. Instead, Saka will come away with the ball, and he's taken it out of play. Just a lack of concentration. Maybe he had the ball stuck under his feet there. Ghana. Batse.
Been impressed with Batse tonight so far. Really young player. Redshirted last year in his freshman season at UNC Charlotte. Charlotte, at least historically in the past 10 years, really been a soccer powerhouse in the country. It's struggled a little bit recently, but Batse, a U.S. U16 youth national team player a few years ago, played his Cubs soccer for the Capital Area Railhawks, so from this Raleigh area, and also got his little tie to NCFC. Got a
what a ball through from Moreno. Is this number 2 for Eli Garner? And he tried to do too much there.
Yeah, Garner just doing a little bit too much there, but back to Batse. Actually played a match for them, friendly for NCFC against Mexico's La Liga's Atlas team. So has a little bit of ties to NCFC as well. So got to be an important game. He certainly wants to make his mark here. Now plying his trade in Durham for Tobacco Road. Can't blame him for that one though, Jamie. Can I? Coming over to the Bull City.
Well, going back to that chance from Eli Garner, he was just trying to do too much there, go past every defender and the goalkeeper, and all he really needed to do was have a go.
Yeah, really just the exact opposite of what he did for his first goal, where he just had a shot.
Here's Pineda. He's won it off Seka. He's being dragged down by Seka, and the referee doesn't give anything. And eventually, the whistle is blown. El Correa looking to clip it forward for Moreno. And it's gathered by George Marks. Here's Retzloff. For me, Retzloff looking like the best player for North Carolina FC under 23s tonight. Could throw Caleb DuVernay into that mix as well.
Yeah, Retzloff, at least at youth level, was more of a wing back kind of winger, playing his trade over at Castle. Was also a member of the Capital Area Railhawks Development Academy. And interesting to see, since he's gone to state, he's really just moved into that defensive midfielder role. I remember last year when he was playing for NCFC too, he was that holding center mid. He just gives the ball away there.
Pineda finds Wada. Here's Mo Wada. He dragged the shot. It was a good chance for him there. Opened his body up and just didn't find the right connection.
Yeah, Mustafa Wada had another opportunity there. Wasn't able to get that one on target, but soccer just runs in his blood. His father was a legendary Gambian soccer player. Actually, also has his high school jersey retired in Rhode Island, Jamie. And just a player who, I believe he won 2 state titles for his high school. A high school that wasn't historically that great in soccer came in. And I actually watched an interview where his former high school coach really just talked about how he became a really integral part of the team. His first couple of seasons, he was really just kind of a selfish player, then really just bought into that team mentality, and now you're seeing it pay off. He's got a big transfer this year to one of the best soccer schools in the nation at UNC.
And during that, as Wada is brought down again, Ben Fisher has come on for Tobacco Road in replacement of Eli Garner. Garner putting in a shift again for this Tobacco Road FC side, got his goal, and he's crucially given them the lead with 26 minutes remaining, excuse me.
Yeah, great performance from Eli Garner. I don't think there's really anything bad you could say about how he played tonight. I thought he had a really good game. Good to see Ben Fisher come in the game, another UNCW player from Chapel Hill. Was actually in 2015, was a second team all-conference and a CAA all-rookie team and CAA co-rookie of the year. So
Mendoza! Oh, what a brilliant strike! It was a thunderous free kick from Champe Mendoza, and he found the bottom right-hand corner. 2-0 to Tobacco Road FC.
I wonder if we'll have a couple words with Mauricio Pineda for that that free kick earlier that he was standing over. Maybe he should have took that one too. What a strike that was from Champe Mendoza. Just put it right in the bottom right corner. I think the goalkeeper saw it late for NCFC, but nonetheless, didn't have a ton of pace on it, Jamie. That's why I was a little bit surprised to see it go in, but in the end, beats George Mark back there in goalie for NCFC, and 2-0 Tobacco Road. This home opener can't have gone any better so far, and hopefully he can hold this lead going forward, because I think everybody would agree Tobacco Road certainly deserves this 2-0 lead. 100% been the better side tonight.
And against the run of play, Champe Mendoza makes it 2-0 in the derby. You could see he loves a goal. He loves to entertain, and what a free kick that was.
I think he was a little bit surprised it went in at first. A little delayed celebration there. I think he had to kind of pinch himself. I don't think he believed he scored there. But, yeah, great finish from Champe. We've seen him do it last year, too. He has an eye for goal at times, and certainly has deserved that. He's been a really, really solid player and solid performer tonight. A lot of things have come through him going forward. So hopefully he can grab another one and maybe get that brace. Maybe we'll get a hat trick tonight from Champe. Who knows?
You never really know what you're going to get from Champe Mendoza. But
you beat me to it, Jamie. I was about to say the same thing. You really just never know with Champe, but he's a exciting player to watch. I'm glad he's playing for this Tobacco Road team again this year.
And meanwhile, for NCFC under 23s, Ian Bennett of Appalachian State University has come on here. Jacob Turner and I's alma mater.
Yes, sir. Good to see Ian Bennett. Ice, as they like to call him, playing for NCFC. Would have liked to see him for Tobacco Road, but guess we couldn't convince him to come to the Bull City and play. But, yeah, really solid defender. I'd say, we've called a few games for Appalachian State over the years, and I'd say the best player on that team, probably by a country mile.
Wada just chasing this one. Tobacco Road not letting up, not allowing NCFC any time to get rid of the ball. And Wada's in. Oh, and the referee has just called the throw in there. That could have been 3-0 for the home side. Another glorious chance, and Ryong Choi got lucky there. Got caught in no man's land.
And Ben Fisher might regret throwing his hand up for the out of bounds there, because Top Wada was in, and that, with his finishing ability, I'd put my house on it that it was 3-0. But
here he is again, Wada. That was nearly a good turn from the NCFC defender.
A little mist coming down now too, Jamie. This field, this turf surface might get a little wet. Might see the ball skipping around the park now. It'll be interesting to see if both teams try to keep possession or resort back to the long ball. I think we've seen Tobacco Road keep the ball on the floor a little bit more in the second half.
Oh, and that looks like a hard collision there. This is Kupperman who's on the floor. Looked completely accidental. And the referee wants to have a word with Mendoza, and
is he going in the book for that?
Looks like he's having a word with Moreno as well.
I thought the referee might have been reaching for a yellow card there, but glad he held away. It didn't look like Champe meant to do anything, just a physical play right there.
Retzloff. And Choi went in there with a header. Free kick given by the referee, and Moreno, he's had a talking to, or it looked like Dylan Chain or Batse, not quite sure who he's given the caution to there, but and the PA announcer Hunter has given us a signal that it was Dylan Chain. Not sure if he was the one who made the challenge, but the referee did see it that way. It'll be Choi to deliver. His deliveries have been dangerous so far tonight, as this one is dangerous, and it's in! Headed down for Kupperman to finish, and North Carolina FC under 23s have cut the deficit. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that's some poor defending, and looks like Kellen Foster's down on the floor right there, totally against the run of play to that goal. And just hope that Kellen Foster's all right, because he's been exceptional tonight. probably at fault for that goal there. Is just a low-headed ball past Creighton's. Nothing really Creighton's could do about it, but unfortunate for Tobacco Road because they just let NCFC U23s right back in this match, and it looked sewed up. We got 20 minutes left to play, Jamie. We're bracing for a exciting finish here as NCFC warming up some subs too. So
we have to credit a fantastic delivery from Choi and an even better header back across from CJ Sparks, who just can't seem to do anything wrong against Tobacco Road FC, with Pineda with a nutmeg. Wada elects to cut back, and Mendoza picks up the loose ball. Fisher. Home side looking to put this one to bed after allowing NCFC under-23s back into this one. It was a poor goal to concede. Oh, what a strike. That could have been from Mendoza.
yeah, that goal for NCFC U23, excuse me, just totally against the run of play. And unfortunate, we saw this last year a little bit, Jamie. Tobacco Road would build a convincing lead and just kind of let teams back in it. They were usually able to hold the comebacks off last season, but going to have to do that tonight because NCFC certainly played with a little bit more confidence now.
Oh, what a challenging Choi there. No clue how that might have been a foul. Choi went down a bit too easily there for, seems like everyone in the ground's liking.
It seemed like Choi just went up for a header and Wada just kind of backed up and Choi tripped over himself, but we've seen some questionable calls tonight, Jamie. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but I think the referee's done a pretty solid job so far. Game got a little bit chippy in the first half. He did a good job of calling it back down.
Here's Fisher. And Moreno. Back with Caleb Duvernay. And it'll be a throw-in for NCFC under-23s. Sparks trying to head on another ball there. Mendoza. And neither him or Dylan Chain were on the same page about getting the ball there. Batse. Brought down well by Mendoza for Chain. El Carilla.
From Tobacco Road, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jay. I'm looking to get Mauricio Pineda back on the ball. Hasn't really seen a lot of touches in the past 5-10 minutes or so, and you kind of want your holding center mid to dictate play and calm this team back down and just kind of set the pace of the game. But if I'm a Tobacco Road defender, I'm looking for him every time. Maybe he's just struggling to get open right now.
Well, he has been the engine house of this Tobacco Road FC effort tonight. Everything seems to be going through the talented man from UNC.
Yeah, definitely. He's looked the most composed on the ball, the most skilled on the ball at times, and he's such a big lad too that it's just he's done a great job tonight. It's tough to get the ball off him.
He's such a physical presence in the middle of the park there, and it's something that in previous seasons Tobacco Road may have been lacking in. Here's Wada, and he's released Dylan Chain here. Chain, he went a little wide there, and Mark made the save. Don't know if he picked the right decision there, but it was a good chance for Tobacco Road to make it 3-1. Ben Fisher looking upset that the ball wasn't played across for him.
Yeah, Jamie, there's one thing you can't do in that scenario right there, and that's hesitate, and that's what Chain did. And Ben Fisher beside himself, he wanted that ball, but good little spell here for Tobacco Road regardless.
And another substitution for Tobacco Road. El Carilla has come off. He's put in a shift in the middle of the park, and on comes Fernando Castellanos, former Creighton Blue Jay. And he has a strike. Fisher nearly got on the rebound. Chain back across towards Wada! It's 3-1 Tobacco Road FC, and Wada has got his goal, his third of the season, and he surely put this game to bed. Bragging rights, surely staying here in the Bull City.
I mean, could it be anybody else but Toph Wada? 3 goals on the season, had 2 last week against the Carolina Dynamo. And he does it again, right place, right time. Dylan Chain making up for that mistake where he didn't get Fisher the ball. Now he crosses the ball like he should be doing and finds Wada on the back post. Easy tap in, and Tobacco Road back in control of this match. A really exciting second half, Jamie. This game is open back up, but can't say enough about Toph Wada. He is an exceptional player and might be the easiest goal he scores all season.
He did well to be in the right position at the right time, and Chain this time did make no mistake with his cross. Wada with a clinical finish. And Tobacco Road deservedly lead 3-1 here at Durham County Memorial Stadium, and what a start it has been to the season. 5 goals in the first 2 games. Wada with 3 of them.
Yeah, Toph Wada's he's just got to be so confident right now as a striker. I mean, that's what you want to see. The only really way to build your confidence as a striker is to score goals, and that's what he's doing so far. And to have one of your best, most talented players settling in a new area, a new transfer to UNC, settling in a new environment here, and he just hasn't missed a beat. And can't say enough about Toph Wada. We've mentioned him a lot tonight in the pregame show and during the match as well, but he just does things that some players aren't able to do. But that goal right there, I think me or you could have probably tapped that one in, Jamie. That was easy. It might be the easiest one he scores all year.
And he might score again here with Dylan Chain trying to find him again. And Toph Wada is one of those players tonight who we haven't really seen too much of him on the ball. He's been heavily marked, and every time he's gotten the ball, there's been a defender right on him, and he's not had a lot of freedom to roam around. But when he gets a chance, he just seems to bury them.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can go quiet for 70 minutes and then just grab a goal, and that's what you need as a striker. That's what you want as a team, to have a guy like that going forward who can just make things happen out of nothing. So, yeah, I mean, hasn't had the best game and hasn't played the best game he'll play all season by far tonight. I can guarantee you that. But to get on the score sheet again, 3 goals in 2 games, he'll be happy with that, and hopefully he can grab another one and really just secure this match.
It was given away here to Ian Bennett. CJ Sparks looking to run in behind, and Gallardo and Creighton's not on the same page there as Creighton's manages to clear the ball. Champe. Referee says play on. It's Dylan Chain. 1 assist on the night for him so far. Fisher back towards Wada. And Kupperman, the goal scorer for NCFC under 23s, launches another attack. 3-1 is not an unattainable score for Tobacco Road. Creighton's nearly dropping the ball there.
Yeah, that rain's coming down a little bit now. It's been coming down not too heavily, but for the past 10 minutes, I think the surface starting to get a little bit more slick. So, yeah, struggled to settle that one, but he got it in the long run. And important, too, because that would have been a corner if he would have let that one go past him.
Don't count this North Carolina FC under 23 side out of it just yet.
Certainly not, Jamie. They've started to find a little bit more of identity in this second half, but I think all 3 goals have just been a little bit soft from their perspective. Even that Champe goal, I mean, a great strike by him, but wasn't the most powerful one. I still think the goalkeeper should have got something on it, and the Eli Gardner one as well. So, but regardless, they're still in this match. It's not over yet. Still a little over 11 minutes to play.
Headed away by Moreno. Here's Ian Bennett. Ice literally running through his veins. Pineda. Finding his doppelganger Gallardo.
Yeah, they are certainly twins out there on the pitch, at least from our perspective.
I can't seem to shy away from that comparison.
No, I can't either. I've noticed it from the start, time they did national anthem. I was like, is that the same? Is that 2 of the same people down there?
Oh, there's danger here for CJ Sparks. It's a good touch, and Cretans has come a long way. Referee says no penalty. Madness at the back for Tobacco Road FC. And the referee has given a yellow card to CJ Sparks for arguing dissent. And honestly, heart was in my mouth there. I thought Cretans had surely conceded a penalty there.
Well, it looked like it for a split second, but at the same time, from Creighton's perspective, he got a hand on that ball before he touched the man. At least it looked like it from up here. So I think that's a clean, Creighton's so quick to get out there. It's such a bang-bang kind of play, but I think that was the right call by the referee. I think Cretan's got a touch on that and then got the man after that, and that's a clean goalkeeping in my opinion. So the rain really coming down now, Jamie. It's going to be a slippery 10 minutes or so.
Moreno finds Wada. Be a throw in for Tobacco Road.
And Tobacco Road should just be content to let this clock run out. Use as many subs as you can. Looks like Joaquin Del Rosario's coming on the pitch.
And it is Joaquin Del Rosario who will come on for Mustafa Wada. Made sure he got his goal before Cedric Burke takes him off tonight. Now Joaquin Del Rosario, a shadow of the figure he was last season. He was quite pivotal in the attack for Tobacco Road FC last year, and comes on for his first appearance at home in front of the Bull City crowd. And he'll be looking to add to this scoreline, possibly put this game out of North Carolina FC under-23's reach. But Retzloff does not want that to happen as he charges forward here. Here's CJ Sparks. Trying to cut the ball back, and Batse followed him all the way, tracked him to the touchline. Corner for North Carolina FC under-23s. And it looks like the goal scorer Kupperman has come all the way over to take it. Not too many in there to aim for, and Sparks was one of the players there. And Moreno looking to launch a counter. They'll come all the way back for the goalkeeper Mark, who did well again, but it's another throw in for North Carolina FC under-23s.
Again, Joaquin Del Rosario just doing what I think he's been put on the pitch to do, is just chase that ball around for 10 minutes, you know. Give me all you got, use up all your energy, and just cause havoc back there. And great chase down right there, almost paid off for him too.
Bennett was fouled there by Moreno. It'll be a free kick to North Carolina FC, just near the halfway line. Here's another substitute for North Carolina FC. Babuka and G. Retzloff hasn't put a foot wrong tonight for North Carolina FC, and he's feel a little hard done by his teammates tonight. It's a good ball for Bennett, and then cleared away by Batse. Another dangerous moment there for the Tobacco Road. Just 7 minutes here to hang on to this 3-1 scoreline, or potentially add more to it.
What a ball that was from Retzloff too. Grew up playing in the same club as him, and I remember he was just one of those guys that every time I was out, you know, for practice, he was doing extra training. He was always working harder than everybody else. And
Moreno's been called for a foul here. Not sure why. He won the ball, and Bennett seemed to trip over his body. But it's a free kick nonetheless to North Carolina FC under-23s, as they are still trying to keep themselves in this match.
in a good position too. I mean, 25 yards out or so.
They'll be looking to equalize from this free kick. Headed away well by Gallardo. Still with North Carolina FC. And the flag has been raised for offside. Tobacco looking a little flat here after scoring that third goal. They can't lose concentration.
I'm not sure if it's something to do with the, had a couple of quick substitutions come on, taking the likes of Mustafa Wada out, who just adds so much pace up front. Joaquin Del Rosario, great technically, but definitely not as fast as Taf Wada. So, yeah, a little bit out of it, but they got to wake up for the little bit more than 5 minutes and put this game to bed, because 3-1 is like they say, Jamie, a 2-goal lead in soccer is the most dangerous one.
Well, if results stand here tonight, Tobacco Road FC will be have 6 points and will be tied for top of the table. Other results pending as well. North Carolina FC, however, will be sitting on 1 point and have conceded now 4 goals on the season. And will be at a -2 goal difference after tonight. Not the best start for their season, but it has been a wonderful one for Tobacco Road. Cedric Burke should be pleased with his team's performance. They haven't been exactly dominant, but they got the job done when they've needed to and finished off their chances.
Yeah, you put it great, Jamie. They have definitely not been dominant tonight, but after that performance last week against the Carolina Dynamo, they got a lot of love. In PDL, they were number 5 in the Eastern region. I saw a few reviews from Soccer and Sweet Tea, which is a media outlet that covers soccer around this area in the southern part of North Carolina, South Carolina, and stuff like that. And they're actually ranked number 2 by some of their rankings in the Eastern region. So Tobacco Road getting a lot of love this season, and if they can pull out this victory, then they're certainly backing that up.
Pineda. And given away cheaply for Ian Bennett. Unji. It's blocked by Kellen Foster, who's been a rock at the back for Tobacco Road. As Joaquin Del Rosario will chase down Gracia all the way down to the corner flag, where it will be a throw-in for North Carolina FC. Mark being put into trouble by Gracia, and he's completely whiffed at the ball there.
A great bit of skill for me, Jamie. Whiffed at it, flicked over his head, and got the pass off. I think he meant to do that. At least he might say he did.
Oh, fantastic challenge there from, well, it looks like Fernando Castellanos, who's been quite quiet since he's come on.
Yeah, he has been. He hasn't really had too much activity on the ball and hasn't been on the pitch for too long, but we still like to see him on the ball more because he really is a really talented player. Applied his trade at Creighton a few seasons ago. Was a runner-up in his junior college team nationally. So really a guy who struggled with injuries at Creighton as well, but a guy that can really make a difference on the pitch when he's got on the ball, and he just hasn't really been on it too much since he's been on the pitch.
Del Rosario finds Champe. Oh, and he gives it straight back to Ng, but Ng's touch let him down. Pineda, can he get the goal that he deserves? And it's blocked by Road.
Yeah, it's really the only thing missing from Pineda's game tonight would be a goal. That would just be the icing on the cake for him. He's been exceptional tonight.
Fisher just let that ball run too far from his body, and Duvernay nearly found Sparks. And Mendoza does give it back to him in G. Seca, he's run a little wide here. Still a chance for NCFC. And Cretans pounces on the loose ball. Good goalkeeping from him tonight. He has conceded his first of the season, but other than that, he has been immense in between the sticks for Tobacco Road.
Yeah, knowing the type of person he is, he'll definitely be a little bit frustrated with how soft that goal was that they let up. But 1 goal in 2 games. He's kind of a perfectionist, but I wouldn't be too mad at that if I was a goalkeeper, especially 2 victories.
And Sparks showing his sportsmanship there, helping out Batse after a good challenge from the UNC Charlotte man.
Yeah, always good to see that, especially late in a game like that in a derby. These games can get a little chippy when the score gets up, but hasn't been the case tonight. Been pretty clean, and I'm a little bit surprised because I know last year we had some pretty chippy encounters in both the matches.
A lot of fouls tonight, and the referee duly awarding yellow cards here in the second half, but don't get it twisted. There is no love lost between these two sides. A lot of these players plying their trade against each other as well as being teammates in the college level.
Yes, certainly. These.
Oh, and it nearly came for Retzloff. Sparks will keep this ball in play. So he wins a throw-in off of Dylan Chain. Choi knocks it on for Bennett. Those two played against each other this season. Choi for High Point University, and Ian Bennett, like I said earlier, Appalachian State, those two played against each other in a 0-0 draw up in Boone, North Carolina. Familiar faces for sure, even though they're not in the same conference. Like I said, though, a lot of these college players playing against each other in conference play as well as the non-conference fixtures.
Yeah, you were on the call for that game at App State High Point, weren't you, Jeremy?
I do recall that.
I remember we called a game last year against UNC Asheville and App State, and John Walrath. Well, that was a exhilarating finish, getting the winning goal in overtime. But we definitely called some good matches for college and here at Tobacco Road over the past few years.
And that's just a credit to the level of play that these college kids have built themselves up to. And playing for teams like this during the summer just keeps them in that sort of mindset, that sort of level, and it does improve them.
Oh, yeah, it certainly does. And this is, like I said, Jen, we've talked about it off air, but we can't say enough positive words about the PDO. This is a league that's growing, and it's just doing, I think some really big things for soccer in the United States that just kind of goes unnoticed or maybe unappreciated. But
was an audacious effort there from Rode. Nearly found the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, Cretan certainly wasn't sure about it. He was scrambling back there, but in the end, it's a little bit too left of that post. But man, if that would have gone in, that would have been the goal of the night by far. Maybe the goal of the week. Even though I'm not sure if he meant to do that, but I'm sure he'd take the credit for it if it would have found the back of the net.
Not long left now in this one. The referee puts his whistle to his mouth. It appeared like.
Yeah, I thought he was about to blow it.
Pineda. The Tobacco Road players just trying to wind down the clock with some possession here. But North Carolina FC under-23s are not giving up. And that was a bit of a cheeky foul from Pineda as he walks away from the challenge. Those two ACC opponents, I should say. Pineda flying straight at UNC, as we've said many times tonight, and CJ Sparks over at NC State.
They're pretty similar in height, too. That's a good battle right there, isn't it, Jamie? Those two. I'm sure they know a little bit, maybe too much about each other over the past few seasons.
And Sparks was in behind. Cretans elect to punch, and Gracia got that one all wrong. It's cleared the pitch, actually, and the retaining fence around the track around this beautiful ground here we have here in Durham.
Yeah, I hope no one gets that ball up. Might have to run after the game and grab a souvenir, Jamie, but looks like the ball boy is making his way over there. Unfortunately, I thought I had an opportunity there to bring it. These PDO balls look nice this year, too. I'd like to take one home if I could. But
well, if you've maintained that pace over the season since your playing days, you might be able to get down there quickly enough if you start now.
Yeah, I might be a little too late now. My speed isn't what it used to be, or at least I don't like to think it is. But
it's a great turn from NG. Sorry there, Jacob, but
oh, you're fine.
Had to admire that, and an even better challenge from Batse. Sparks. And Batse pulled out of the challenge there. Didn't want to concede a penalty. Not long left for North Carolina FC, but they're still trying to get themselves back in this. It only takes a second to score a goal.
No, it only takes a second, Jamie, and looks like in stoppage time right now, Tobacco Road would really have to just gift this game to him if NCFC was to equalize, but could still get one back here.
I've seen crazier things here, and they might have done, but flag was raised. There's a foul against North Carolina FC under-23s.
Yeah, didn't really see a foul, but no one on the field seems to be complaining about it too much, so.
And that may just do it here for the two teams tonight. It looks like Tobacco Road will come away with the 3 points here.
Looks like Castellanos is making his way off the pitch. I think he's bleeding, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe from his nose?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think I can see it now. Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit of a nosebleed. Not sure if he got hit or in the mouth or what happened, but yeah, referee had a couple words with him, and well, I guess they only have to play with the man down for a little bit. This might be the last kick of the game, or certainly close to it.
Again, not so sure how much time is referees allowing for this match to continue. He's having a word with his linesman. Maybe a possible booking here. Not sure why. Having a conversation about what exactly happened.
Yeah, especially this late in the match. Looks like he's calling
And he's going to, looks like he's going to book and G for it. Oh, he's sent him off. Oh, it's an elbow, it seems, that the referee has deemed. And he's gone and sent off the player. Not quite sure if that was necessary. And the NCFC under-23 players here protesting that call. Dewan Bader looks just as confused, but nonetheless, he's been sent off here, and we don't have the luxury of going back and looking at that. But I didn't see too much in that challenge from NG.
I didn't either. I really didn't see any complaints from Castellanos either. If it looks like he was or is sending him off for an elbow on Castellanos, but I didn't really see any complaints from him. So that's a bit of a surprising end to this match. It's just coming to a close, but looks like some of the NCFC managers are having a word with Castellanos and apologizing for what happened, checking on him. So
it's good sportsmanship in this intense rivalry.
It is good sportsmanship from the NCFC coaching staff there. Nothing but positive words to say. Both teams have handled this derby, the Triangle Derby, very well. And sometimes you like to see chippy matches in derbies. You just don't want to see it get out of hand. But this match really has been the exact opposite of that, and that's good to see as well, because these games, local rivalries, first home game of the season, only second match of the year for both these teams. These can get a little bit out of hand at times, but yeah, great sportsmanship from them.
You see Castellanos is still on the touchline dealing with that nose. May even be broken.
Yeah, we certainly hope not, Jamie, but tough way to end the game. Only been on the pitch for less than 20 minutes or so and going off with a bloody nose.
And Kopperman has found Sparks, and Sparks tried to release Bennett. And Choi, desperate defending from him. Here's Ben Fisher, will run it into the corner, looking for a fourth on Tobacco Road.
It's a great ball by Fisher, just no one there. But back to that chance. I'm not sure why he tried to pass it off to Kupperman. He had an opportunity going forward and just chose to take the easy way out.
It's a good tackle from Mendoza, and he will allow the ball to run, and Tobacco Road FC have defeated North Carolina FC under-23s in the Triangle Derby by a scoreline of 3-1. This match has had everything. Fantastic strikes, brilliant goals from both ends, honestly. Defensive laps, chippy play, and even a red card to finish it all off. What have you made of this match?
Oh, Jamie, it was a very entertaining first home match of the season for Tobacco Road. Great result, Triangle Derby. Wasn't as chippy as I thought it was going to be pregame. Didn't get as violent, for lack of a better word, that these games can get. You usually see a lot of guys going at each other, but really just epitomized sportsmanship that you want to see in soccer every day. And a great match, very entertaining. I think the second half certainly a little bit more entertaining than the first half. I think everybody would agree with that, but great result for Tobacco Road. Thoroughly deserved it, and I think NCFC is just going to have to go back to the drawing board, because going forward, they just really struggled to get anything going tonight.
It was a lack of quality from both sides, but when it mattered for Tobacco Road, they took their chances. Eli Garner capitalizing on a mistake from Miles Stray, who had been taken off after he had made one too many mistakes, seen by Dewan Bader. It was a fine finish from Eli Garner, the journeyman. And then in the second half, Champagne Mendoza with a thunderbolt of a free kick. The deficit was cut in half, though. CJ Sparks finding Kupperman on the end of a header. Poor defensive mistakes from Tobacco Road on that goal, but it was finished all off by the main man, Mustafa Wada. He got his third on the night. And coming up after this short break, we'll have more analysis, full match analysis from Tobacco Road FC's 3-1 win over North Carolina FC.
here with midfielder Mauricio Pineda. Mauricio, great game by you tonight. I really saw you bossing it back there, really making a difference in that game. Looked like you were controlling just dictating play. What was your thoughts on the game and a good 3-1 victory over an NCFC team, certainly a rivalry too?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, for me, first game here, really excited. I could tell the other guys are really excited to play here. Home opener, so you could tell first half, second half, a lot of energy, and I think we did well against them. Everyone wanted to beat them, and I think everyone came out and competed, and that's all we really asked for.
6 points after 2 games. What's your expectations going into the rest of the season? Obviously, couldn't have asked for a better start.
Yeah, I mean, we're good right now, but always looking to improve, getting better onto the next game. This was good, but we could always improve, and I'm looking forward to the next game.
Mauricio Pineda, thanks, man. Great match tonight.
Thank you.
More post-match analysis after the break.
We are back here at Durham County Memorial Stadium. Tobacco Road FC have defeated North Carolina FC under-23s by a scoreline of 3-1. Jacob Turner, what a match it was. We saw just about everything you can see in a football match.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the home season here at Durham County Memorial Stadium. Great performance from, I think, everybody involved. They were just pointing down there to Ryan Cretans right now in goal. Had a great performance tonight. Can't say anything bad about how he played tonight. Was forced to make a few saves, forced to make a few last-ditch efforts to clear the ball out of the box. But, yeah, Jamie, I think you really summed it up. And we just heard from Mauricio Pineda. And for me, that was my man of the match tonight. I thought he did a great job just dictating play. Didn't get on the score sheet, but you can just kind of see he just oozes quality. And, standing next to him, Jamie, I'm 5'8", but that's a tall man right there. That's a big man on the field and certainly somebody I wouldn't want to go up against. But, yeah, great performance from Tobacco Road, and always good to get a victory in the Triangle Derby like that.
And credit to North Carolina FC as well. They did make a game of it. They weren't at their sparkling best by any means or any stretch of the imagination, but they did make a game of it. They did get a goal back. But let's start with Eli Garner. What a fantastic goal he scored. Yeah,
Eli Garner, he does the simple things so well, and I think that's why he has such a long career not only at the PDL level, but at the USL level as well. And, a little bit of questionable defending by Miles Stacy, kind of just fell down on that Eli Garner goal and allowed him to get in. But, he does what he does, and he does it so well. He just puts the ball past George Mark in goal. Should Mark have saved it? Probably, but that's how soccer goes. That's how goalkeeping goes. You're not always going to save the shots you feel like you should save in hindsight. But, yeah, Eli Garner, great way to start off the game, and, guy that was so integral to what Tobacco Road FC did last season, and good to see him getting on the score sheet at the first home game of the season.
And then it was all open in the second half. Champe Mendoza with a wonderful free kick. Great technique from him.
Yeah, it was a great free kick from Champe Mendoza. You put it perfectly. The way he just curled that ball in the bottom right post. George Mark, he kind of just froze Mark in goal. And like we said during the match, it really wasn't the most powerful shot we've ever seen by any means, but the technique on it and the quality of Champe Mendoza, who I also really think had a great game, and a lot of our attacking threats came through him. But, yeah, I mean, what a great finish it was from him, and just got Tobacco Road, back on track, and before NCFC obviously got back into it a little bit.
And they did get back into it. It was Kupperman with a header, and it was lackadaisical defending at the back, but, Tobacco Road concede, but they respond. Dylan Chain comes on the pitch. He's a little rusty, but plays a fantastic ball in for Mustafa Wada to touch home.
Yeah, it was a little bit uncharacteristic with how Dylan Chain started the second half. Obviously coming on at halftime, had a few just lackadaisical touches, but ended up having a great cross there for Taf Wada to put in the back of the net, and that's 3 goals in 2 games for Wada. Easiest goal he'll probably score all season. Hopefully he scores a lot easier ones than that, because that means Tobacco Road's just making things happen going forward. But, yeah, I can't say enough about how dangerous this team looked at times going forward. But by no means did you see the best Tobacco Road performance. I think they did some things really well tonight at times, and I also thought they had some spells where they played pretty poorly. But, you know, overall, in a derby like this, for things not to get out of hand, for them to get a two-goal victory over an NCFC team that, you know, on paper is a little bit thin and not as talented as maybe they were last year, but, you know, it was a great result for Tobacco Road, and one that I'm sure everybody, every fan in the stand and all the backroom staff and the coaches and the players will be extremely happy with.
Going forward, they face the Charlotte Eagles. Next up here at Durham County Memorial Stadium, and the Charlotte Eagles are another team in this league that seem to dominate. They were the PDL champions last season.
Yeah, Jamie, that's going to be one of the most exciting matches of the year. Obviously, the Charlotte Eagles coming in to Durham County Memorial Stadium. I know we had a great match against them last year, and they went on to win the PDL and whatnot. But, you know, they're a really good team, a really solid team, a team that always threatens in the Eastern region. And I'm really looking forward to that match, because I think that's going to be, you know, an even more exciting game than tonight, because you're seeing, in my opinion, at least so far during the season, the 2 best teams in the region right now. And, you know, if they can replicate what they did last year, the Charlotte Eagles, then they're going to be a really, really tough team to beat. But I'm confident in this Tobacco Road team. I think they showed tonight going forward how dangerous they can be, and they also showed, you know, besides that soft goal that they let up late in the second half, I think we saw how good this team is and how solid this team is. I don't think there's really a weak player in defense and midfield and up front. I think everybody plays a part. Everybody in the squad is going to play a part this season, and really looking forward to that game, Jamie. And if you're not planning on coming out for that game, I think you should. But if not, always tune in, because we'll definitely be streaming it here live on the Tobacco Road Sports Network.
Well, just 5 days' time turnaround for Tobacco Road, as they will face the Charlotte Eagles on the 23rd. For everybody here at Durham County Memorial Stadium, Jacob Turner alongside me, Brandon Boucher and his wonderful crew that have been running the show tonight behind the scenes. We thank them for their efforts here in the rain-soaked Durham County Memorial Stadium. But for everyone else behind me, I'm Jamie Patel, signing off one last time as Tobacco Road FC have beaten North Carolina FC under-23s 3-1 in the Triangle Derby.
And it's in! What a header!
Still Zach right.
Oh, and he's finished it off! Gunner!